Hi, Susie. I'm kind of new too. My name is Shirley. Oh, you talking Kelly? With that light. Well, too many lights to wear glasses, but that's the way it is. What can I do for you? Kelly's an awesome friend and an awesome reader. There's Kelly. Bow, my friend. We were just talking about you. Okay, give me the initials if you don't want to do the name. I'd like the first name and first initial of the last name. But if that makes you uncomfortable, just give me the initials. Well, I get in him, this man is in the process of emerging or changing. Um, he's in the process of changing his life. And usually we have to change ourselves before we can change the life. And Susie, I have a feeling this might be a confusing issue if you attach to it. He's not ready to settle into one person at this point. And you know what? I get in you. You're just bored. You would really like some romance, some let's be happy time. I think you're looking for someone to fill your life with excitement. Try doing it yourself, hon. Oh, what magic that is when we find out we can go out and make our own trouble without somebody around to help us. It's such a magic thing when you find out how powerful you are on your own. Do you mind if I ask your age group? The best way to forget what we don't want to remember is find something else that excites us. And you're at the right age to do it, Ladybug. Go have some fun. And try not to take it serious. You're not in line. Your energy is not in the line of permanency right now. He is out there, believe me, he is out there, but it's not right now. So go have some fun with your girlfriends, with your boyfriends, with your dog. Just whatever you do, make sure you enjoy it. Let me give you a little something. I don't know who this is, but they've got blonde hair and he I can't remember that guy's name from back in my day when I was young. He was blonde and he was an actor. I want to say Hugh Downs, but that was not who this is. I think one day, and not yet, I get the M, which tells me maybe March or May. Somebody's going to walk across your view with blonde hair, and they are going to get your attention, and you're going to get theirs. But it's not yet. Go have some fun. I feel like you're just really bored more than you're wanting someone who doesn't fit. How am I doing? He's tall and blonde. That's what I feel. You're not ready, hon. You might think you are, but when you get out and experience fun, you just may not want to settle down for a while. Go make some fun and come back and let me know how that goes. Is that a deal? Right. So don't worry. This he's complicated right now. He's in process of change. Just wish him well. Be his friend. But don't complicate yourself or him more. I always says when you need to let someone go, I always see this little picture in my brain here. And it's this guy holding up his arm and this beautiful eagle flies away. Let him go. Let him go be who he has to be. And you do the same. You're going to be happy. But come March or May, watch for a tall, slender, blonde-haired guy to pass your vision, boy. You won't miss it. You're going to feel him. You'll feel his energy. We all do, hon. We all have to work on ourselves. We are never going to reach perfection. If you get to the point you think you're perfect, you ever met anybody who runs around, they're absolutely perfect? Are they the most boring creature that you ever met in your life? They're so full of joy and happiness and whatever they've created their lives to experience. And you can't do it if you play safe and be perfect. Go get dented up a little bit. That's beautiful. You validated that for me. You validated that blonde man. He's got blue eyes too. And he keeps walking in front of me saying, I'm coming, I'm coming. Not yet, but I'm coming. Your baby's blonde too. Wonder where that sperm came from, huh? Susie, thank you for trusting me with your question. Anytime you ask someone to read for you, people don't understand. It's like opening the doors and windows to your house and inviting a storm in. Everything is exposed. Who's going to have a baby? The blonde or the other guy? Eric. I mean, is that a question? I think this baby that I'm seeing is going to be yours. Oh, I got you. Well, let's wait and see. I'd sure like to hear how this all comes out. And Susie, I won't remember your name at all, but you can remind me of this. I never forget a reading. Lady, a girl that I read, lady. Oh, wake up, Shirley. Yeah, there's always internet. I wanted to laugh with you, Kelly, a lady that I read for, I don't know, 8 years, 7, 8, 9 years. I don't know. She's just a sweetheart. She called today after all this time and said, I need a reading. And I was so honored. That was a blessing. But it's been a long time. I couldn't even remember her name. And then I went, oh yeah, I remember you. Is there anybody else on that would like to ask a question? Well, and I offer the first question for free, and yeah, I thought it was cool too, Kelly. Especially when I figured out who it was. I was afraid I had offended her by not remembering who she was, and then I remembered. Oh, awesome. PayPal.me // let's heal. I see myself as a healer. Spirit has trained me to help people heal their lives, they say. And thank you. Can I what? Right. Oh, okay. Silly question. Of course I can write. Okay. I trust you. Kelly, do you work tomorrow? We got somebody new on. Pearl. Hi. Mama Blue sent you? Good. She told me you were coming to visit. What can I do for you? Gotcha. Gotcha, Kelly. Nice to meet you back. She said you had special questions and you needed some advice or something. Go for it, Pearl. Get it down there and let's get started. I think it's under Shirley Rogers, but just type in PayPal.me / let's heal and see what happens. It didn't come up for you? There is? Okay. PayPal.me/Shirley Rogers. Try that. I'll go on there and see. Okay, Pearl. Something came through. Susie, let's see. That was Kelly coming through. Sorry, Susie. Blue Unicorn, could you help Susie with that? I don't know. I don't want to lose what I got for Pearl here. I got to focus on this for a minute. Okay. Mm-hmm. Let me tell you what not to look for now. Way in the future, there's a very stable home life for you. But let me lay a card out here because I think what's happening for you is actually magic. But boy, when it's happening, it sure doesn't feel like it. You have a psychic ability, have you? Yeah, are you aware of it? I was going to tell you, hold your palm of your hand out and look at it. Right in the middle of a psychic hand, if you can get there, is an X. That, and there are other means. I'm not a palm reader, but there's an X in the center of a true psychic's hand. What you're doing, I think you always assume the lower. Yeah, you see it, huh? I wish I was a palm reader, but I'm not. I have a book, but that makes me a real pro, right? I'm not a palm reader, but I did one palm reader at one of the fairs, and the depth of the lines on your hand, if you're really deep lines, you're really tough. You can stand a lot, but if you're faint, you're a very sensitive person. So when you find somebody with very sensitive and a big X, that's the kind of reader you want. So when you go to the fairs, you say, "Can I see your palm before I ask you to read?" Pearl, what Spirit's showing me for you, what's going on in your life, is you're almost going through what I would call a life review. And unconsciously, could I ask your age? Would that offend you? without realizing it, you have, when you came in on this life, you signed a contract. Good. That's exactly the right age. You signed a contract and you said, okay, I'm going down to earth. I want one of those bodies and I'll take them for parents. And you may think I'm nuts, but that really is how it is. And I've generalized it and made it simple, but it's quite complicated. But you contract with those people to teach you what they're going to teach you. And now that you're down here on the earth, you're ready to shift to another frequency. You've learned all those preliminary lessons and you're switching to another frequency. What I'd like to tell you is you need to understand what the ascension process is, because we are in full-fledged ascension mode on this planet. And you're complicating it for yourself by doing your own life review, so to speak. You're going to be a different person on the other side. I see you very calm, very controlled, very intelligent, and just totally in charge of yourself. He's saying to me, be gentle with yourself. Be gentle with yourself. I feel like you got kicked pretty hard. Is that right? Yeah, let that go, hon. You're fine. Yeah. You know, Kelly's probably the greatest friend a person could have on this computer. She's very wise at what she teaches and what she can help you through. I got it, Susie. I got it. I'll take your question right after Pearl. You know, you give yourself a little time. I don't see you quite ready, but I'm hearing the word October. So by October, your life is going to look a little different. And you're going to get out of bed one morning and you're going to say, I know I've had it twice. You're going to feel differently. Live what life you have. I've had breast cancer twice and a touch of lung cancer, but that got taken care of. But I've had breast cancer twice and I know what you feel. But you know, I got to the point where I thought, why am I spending my life worrying about me dying? We're all going to die. And what I have learned by working with the universe is that death is a gift when it's time. It's a gift for us. I couldn't tell you if I don't know the answer to that. They don't show me that kind of stuff. Give me just a little bit, Susie, and I'll answer your questions for you, hon. If I had to say, well, I don't know, but it looks like this, I'm really not an expert on whether you have that disease or not. I am an expert on you can heal it. Then somebody did that just to torment you. Pearl, we need to work with you about putting shields up and working with your guides. Tomorrow night, I'm going to do a workshop. I don't know where yet, on YouTube or what. I'm going to do a workshop because people came the other day and wanted to sit and listen, but didn't want to pay that $5. And that kind of tells me about who they are. And I decided they weren't ready for it. So I'd like to give you a hug and say, well, somebody misled you, hon. You need to put your feet on the floor and say, by God, this is my earth and I'm going to live my life the way I want to live it. Well, Kelly and I together can help get that panic attack energy out. Where do you live anywhere? Where do you live anywhere? That's not what I was asking. You just got to believe in yourself, Pearl, not what somebody else tells you. Oh, that's My whole family, that's originally where I'm from. That my whole family lives right in the middle. Yeah, they live in, you know where Turlock and Hillmar and Delhi are. That's where my family came from. California is famous for cancer, isn't it? Put your feet on the ground, claim your life, and claim your health. If you do have it, it can be healed. It has been healed in me twice. If you're concerned about it, make sure you get tested and know. Your life is not over. It's what I see is this energy runs perfect. You pull yourself perfectly along, and then an emotion like fear comes in. Actually, this is fear you need to work with more than cancer. Why do you not believe in yourself? Why do you not believe you're strong enough to get through this, to heal it if you have it? Why do you believe that? Ask yourself that. Find the answer to that. When you find the answer to that, you get a hold of me or Kelly, and I'll show you how to release that from your body. They release that energy. Find the cause of that emotion. Did somebody tell you to be afraid? Did somebody frighten you? You find out how that got there. And then get a hold of Kelly or I, and we'll work on that. I'll show you how to release that from your body. You don't need fear. Fear is, let's see, I think the energy, this is a sheet that shows the frequency of all the different emotions. If you'll notice, fear is a 100. The body is alive at 100. Oh, at 200 is where we need to be with, and that's how far that takes you down. It makes you weak. It makes you what would be the word? It makes you available to cancer. That thing can be found online. It's called Omega Ultimate Consciousness. You want to find any of these emotions that make you weaker instead of stronger. We need to locate that and remove that from your body. And emotions are triggered by an energy buried in your body. And I may sound like a nut, and I probably am a nut. I enjoy being a nut, but I know what I'm talking about. I've lived on this planet in a body that I beat the heck out of most of my life, and then I wanted it to behave for me. No, you got to take care of it. The planet is in the ascension process. Thank you. I'm glad you do. I feel like I helped you. Our planet is in an ascension process. And if you don't believe me, watch the news. If you can figure out what they're talking about on the news. And the ascension process is a healing for the planet. And I don't think they want that, do they? Look how they're behaving. So anyway, in order to strengthen ourselves and our own lives, we need to heal and bring, like on that sheet, need to bring our frequency up, because they cannot interfere with a higher frequency. But we are ascending to a higher frequency on the planet. Now I sound like a nut. I want to teach this. I'm just dying, craving to teach this on the internet here on YouTube. And I'm going to make it very affordable for anyone who wants to come. Kelly's looking for, or not Kelly, but Blue the Unicorn. She's looking for a webinar space for us. Any luck? Blue Uniform. I try to talk too fast. How to start healing. You've already started. You've said to me, how do I do that? Basically, that's what you've said is, how do I learn to trust me again? Well, try to attend our workshops we're going to have. Kelly and I are going to start teaching various things. attend them, and one thing at a time, you can turn it to your own life, to the betterment of your own life. I do readings. I've done readings since 1977. And I love to do the readings. I love to touch people, but my thing is being the teacher. I have been in a schoolroom for 40 years that Spirit has taught me things that made me go, what? But then they'd prove them to me. We're in a fascinating time on the planet. Let go of fear and anxiety. Good. I hope we'll see you there. How about we say tomorrow night at 8 o'clock, anybody who would like to meet their spirit guides show up here, and you bring everybody with you that wants, and go to PayPal, pay the $5, and they'll send me a list and we'll know. I'd love to do that for you. Have you, anybody in here ever met their spirit guides? I have not forgot you, Susie. Eight o'clock Central Time. And I'll do my best to introduce anybody who wants to come. By the time we get done here, maybe 30, 45 minutes, you'll know how to contact and speak with your spirit guides. I can't guarantee it, but it works 99% of the time for the people I show. So if that's a deal, I'll see you tomorrow night at what? I live right in the middle of the United States. Don't I sound like a Southern girl? I live in the great state of Missouri. Yeah, we normally have minimum 2 guides, but with all that's going on the planet right now, like I had 17 one day and 22 the next. There's so much going on. We have so many different kinds of teachers, and each of them is a spirit, a soul that has a specialty, and they join us to teach. Now, my main guide, well, I'm not sure he's my main guide, but I can tell you a story about how I met him. I met a couple that the man was a hypnotist and she was a tarot reader. And guess what? I got to learn tarot and I got to meet my guides. But I've learned since then that they're dying for you to meet them. They're excited about it. Hi, I think Susan's here. Hi, Susan. But anyway, I was sitting in his chair and I was focusing on what he was telling me. You know what hypnosis is. And this face kept coming around. Face, get away. And I said, who is this? And he says, and he was like a jester out of a court, but he was all black satin. And he was jumping around and behaving silly, but he wouldn't talk. And finally I told Bob, my guide here, I said, I keep seeing this face. This man is haunting me. And he says, that's your guide. Ask him his name. So I did. And he said his name was Marcus. And it turned out Marcus was a wizard. He still is. He was a wizard and he lived in the castle that I had lived in a past life. You have your own stories. I just tell mine to prick your curiosity about yourself, because we all have fascinating stories. Susan, I'll talk to you as soon as I can. I promised this sweet Susie up here a reading. And Cindy, hi. Pearl, thank you so much for the opportunity to meet you and read for you. Please come join us tomorrow night. First of all, I should ask Pearl, do you feel better? Are you aware enough now of your own power that you can pull yourself away from that fear? I got you, Susie. Give me 30 seconds. You know, thank you, Susie. I'll catch it when she puts it on. She hasn't answered the question yet. Okay. Susie, let's see. Okay, Susie, I'm going to give you a little, what they're showing me here is to, I get from you the sweetest soul. You're just as sweet as can be, and you're sincere. You care, but you're not applying that to bringing into your life what it is makes you strong. So what Susie we should do for Susie is start looking in that mirror and saying, man, lady, you're sharp. I love you. Today's a new day. Let's go find out what magic we can create. And mean it, Susie. You've got a lot of potential that you're not accessing. And it's, you know, like the other night we were going to do a workshop here, and everybody wanted to come, and they sat there, but they didn't want to pay the $5. And it was a test. It was just to see, we cannot do all the taking, and you don't do enough taking. You need to just look in that mirror and say, lady, we are on a change. We are changing our life. And you can do it. I don't think you appreciate yourself. You don't appreciate yourself, so you don't realize how strong you are. Have you got a sore ankle or leg? I think it's the right side I'm feeling. Yes. That is from a thought that you think is, I just can't go on. That's, honey, you're creating that by feeling you can't go on. Now, when you tell the universe, who tells your body, I can't go on, what do we normally go on with? We go on with our feet, our ankles, or we walk. That's how we go. So when you start thinking that thought and sending that out there, that's what your body creates. I know this, I hope there's nobody that takes offense to this, but I would go and look in the mirror and say, lady, we are going to learn to kick butt. I am strong. I can have what I want when I want. All I have to do is be that strong person that you really are. Nobody ever taught you how strong and beautiful you are. You've always taken care of somebody, but everybody but yourself is what I'm seeing. Don't do that anymore, girl. You take care of the ones you love and that honor you. But you take care of Susie. Go look in the mirror. Tell me how you feel after you look in the mirror and say, I'm tired of being this person. Let's try another one on. You can do it. Is there another question? First of all, did I help you? Are you going to be able to take this and walk better? Walk stronger? The right side is your path too. Left side is your emotion. So if it's your path that's beating you down, you're going to do that on the right side. You get to paint on the right side. See, we can analyze the heck out of us. We're nothing but a little machine. We moved into our machine and we're walking this planet. Do you ever see that cartoon where the guy's head opens up and he's in there with a steering wheel? That's kind of what it's like, only I don't think we have a steering wheel. We have legs. I hope you feel better, Susie. You're worth it. The world needs a lot more of you. Okay, who's next? As long as I got Susie happy here, are you okay now, hon? I can't remember his name. He played on a thing like hi Cindy. He played on a program about the ocean, and they were all lifeguards or something, and they used to run up and down the beach with a bathing suit on. He was very blonde. That was the man I was seeing. Keep your eyes open. And give yourself a lot more of you than you're giving yourself now. Pull yourself out of this funk. Go live your life and laugh. And I think you're one strong, beautiful person for taking care of other people like you do. Just make sure you're at the top of the list. God always says, I gave you a list. Where are you on your list? Where are you at? Are you at the top, or are you taking care of everybody else's needs? Lots of love, Susie. Ah, you got it. Tab Hunter. That's who that was. Gosh, I'm smart. Susie, thank you. I'll talk to you another time. I need to move on. I think my friend Susan or Cindy, anybody got a question? She came up with me. Blue Unicorn, you still out there? Thank you. You are awesome. That's one thing about being a psychic, is you meet people from the inside, and what the outside shows doesn't really matter. And boy, there are some beautiful human beings on this planet right now. And there are some that aren't quite so beautiful. Okay. I don't feel it, Susan. I don't feel that that's, but I'll tell you one trick about being a reader is before you go into someone else's energy, you have to ask permission. That's why everyone should talk to their spirit guides and tell them no one gets into my energy without my permission. Because somebody who knows how can go in and find out everything about you. Thank you, Pearl.